Prosecutors presented shocking new evidence Tuesday in the federal trial of accused South Carolina church shooter Dylann Roof. Among the items said to be found in Roof's car at the time of his arrest was an apparent hit list of more black churches in the Charleston area. Last year's shooting left 9 black parishioners dead at their church's Bible study group. Mark Strassmann is in Charleston. He's been following this trial from the beginning. Mark, what more can you tell us?
Very interesting day, Elaine, learning more about the backstory of Dylann Roof, what was his thinking that led up to the shootings, and then his eventual capture and arrest. An FBI agent named Joseph Hamsky was on the stand. He was the lead agent in charge of about 50 agents at the height of the investigation from the night of the shootings. And he paints a story, or a backpage story of Roof as essentially as a 22-year-old ninth grade dropout with no job, no friends, and lots of time on his hands to explore his evolving racist theories. He comes across, according to the FBI agent's testimony, as a self-radicalized racist who spent a lot of time on the internet looking at white supremacist videos, creating white supremacist symbols for himself, white power symbols. And also at one point they introduced a video of that he took of himself shooting targets in his own backyard and reloading quickly, all apparently in preparation for the assault on the Mother Emanuel Church in June of 2015. And then once the shootings happened and there was a rough description of Roof in his car, they put out the word that this is who they're looking for, and among the tipsters were Roof's father and sister, who were calling in trying to provide information to help in the arrest of Roof, which happened the very next morning when they tracked, using his debit card, they tracked him making a cash withdrawal and then buying some gas at about 6 o'clock in the morning, and he was caught several hours later. At its height, again, 50 FBI agents were after this very high-profile shooting at the Mother Emanuel Church. I can tell you this much, too, Elaine. What we now expect is that closing arguments will come as soon as Thursday. First, we're probably going to hear tomorrow from a woman named Polly Shepard. She will close out the government's case. She was one of the 3 survivors of that shooting. She will take the stand last to tell the jury what she experienced that night and also to close out the government's case with a maximum emotional impact. Today was about establishing the facts and the timeline of the case. Tomorrow is probably, assuming she takes the stand as expected, tomorrow's really going to be about the emotional wallop to give the jurors a sense of what a horrific event the shootings were on in June of 2015.
All right, Mark Strassmann, so disturbing to hear those details. Thank you so much.